So, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, friends, my name is Cecilia Barbieri. I'm going to guide you through this launch. I will be moderating this session on behalf of UNESCO. And I'm very pleased to welcome you to the launch of the implementation guidance for the UNESCO framework for culture and arts education here at Mondiacult. We know there was a lot of expectation for this launch. So in the next hour, you will enjoy a rich variety of contributions. We will have music, we will have theater performances, we will have, of course, an introduction to the implementation guidance itself. Before we get started, I would like to remind you that there is a simultaneous interpretation that is available in French and in Spanish, and that this event is being streamed online and is going to be recorded. So to start and to open in a dynamic spirit based on our theme, culture, arts and education, allow me to introduce Sandra Camos. Sandra is the Director of Education and a driving force behind the educational initiative called Amplificarte by the Fundación Princesa de Gerona. And of course, I will introduce Ana Sofia, who will perform her song, Gracias. Sandra.
This one, no? Maybe. Thank you. Well, good morning, and thank you so much. For us, it's an enormous pleasure to be here. And I want to start asking you a question. What if there was a joyful way to take care of our emotional health with music? Because music is a universal language and always connects with our emotions. And that is mainly the heart of our program, Amplificarte, that we're going to present this morning. We're going to do a little demo to help you to discover it and see if you like it. This program is a space where music, emotions, and resilience come together to help us to be more aware of what do we feel, why do we feel, and what can we do with what we feel. And we do this with music. Music can really give us the power of learning how to regulate and work on our resilience, focusing, for example, on the positive messages or messages behind some different songs. We think that investing in emotional health is one of the strongest ways to protect our mental health. And that's the reason why of Amplificarte. But we always like to say that, what if we don't only use music for entertainment? What if we use it for educate our emotional health? And today, I would like you to have a mini Amplificarte experience, because all the information of this project is in our website, and you can go there and download our toolkit, our guide, and all the activities we have with this music and emotions program. So today we're going to taste this methodology, in a methodology that consists in a small trip through a song. In this trip, we will make you think about something related on our emotions and our well-being. We would like you to taste also the power of listening live music with an amazing artist called Ana Sofia. You will discover her in a few moments. And you will see that the messages behind a song can be so powerful too for our daily life. easy and powerful. And I would love also that you experience a little reminder or a little learning that you can bring to your pocket and could help you also in your day by day to be, why not, a little bit more happy every day, or to give you a tool when things turn left. So what if we turn this audience into a classroom and you become my student this morning? What do you think about it? Yes? Are you ready to be these students? Yes? To taste Amplificarte? Okay. So, we're going to start with a very, very magical word. We have it. Oh my God, the last one. If we can go to the first one. Well, yes. This word is gracias. It's a universal word. You could say merci, grazie, thank you. I don't want to say danke. I don't want to say more languages because I could say like a wrong thing. This word, it's so powerful and bring us to gratitude. Something easy. We can feel gratitude for small little things in life, and small little things can be amazing things if we live them consciously. So gratitude is one of the most powerful tools to boost well-being, to lower stress, and strengthen our relationships. Gratitude is not only a nice attitude, it is also very useful to interrupt, for example, mental loops. We sometimes have mental loops in our daily life. Or to reduce cortisol in our body, or regain a sense of internal control. But you know what? There is something amazing in this, because we can trigger these effects with tiny little actions. And we're going to practice 2 of these tiny little actions. For example, we're not going to start right now for the moment. Have you ever heard about a gratitude diary? Yes, no? We all know that it's very interesting. We have a gratitude diary where we write down things we feel grateful for. Or before we go to sleep, it's also very useful to think about at least one thing that we feel gratitude for. Yes? This, I guess that almost everybody knows it. Yes? But I wanted you to do we're going to do 2 little tiny actions, and that you can practice in your office, with your students, wherever you are in your family. So the first one is going to be the micro gratitude scan. So I want you, right now, are you ready to do this exercise? It's very simple, don't worry. Nothing wrong will go, yes? So I would like you to look around, please, consciously, and pick up an ordinary thing, a smell, a sound, a person, an object, and mentally name it, and name why you appreciate this thing, only for 10 seconds. 10 seconds are enough to interrupt stress patterns. You can practice this on your daily life. Very easy. Just scan. When you feel stress, scan and be grateful for that smell of your coffee, I don't know, the birds when you walk in the seaside, in the forest, whatever. Okay, ready? Yes. We've done this exercise, very simple. Now we're going to do a little bit more difficult one. Yes? We're going to do the exercise called Spoken Gratitude Check-in. Okay? So what I am going to do is, do you see this ball? Yes? This ball, very simple, a beach ball, very easy. Yes? It has a word here. Probably you don't see it. Do you see it? Can you say, what does it say here? Gracias. It says gracias, thank you, merci, danke. Yeah? So I'm going to throw the ball to someone aleatory, yes? So the person that grabs the ball has to say why this person feels gratitude what this person feels gratitude for. You don't need to say why. If you want to say it, okay. So very fast, and then you throw the ball to someone else, okay? Are you ready? Wake up, yes? Ready? So, the ball goes here. Take the ball, okay? No, let's drop the ball. You're cheating. Oh my God, you have to say, okay. What makes you feel gratitude?
I feel grateful being here and enjoying the beautiful sunshine outside, even though we only see it through the window.
Wow, perfect. Let's go. Throw the ball. Very fast. Throw the ball. Yes, don't pass the ball. Yes. Okay. What do you feel grateful for?
I'm grateful for the energy you are giving us as part of this fabulous conference.
Thank you so much. Thank you. The one's for you. It's a present, yes? I have more balls for afterwards if you want a ball to remind you to have it in your desk to be grateful. Because you know what? Like if you feel this gratitude in your mind, this has power. But if you share it with others, it has more power. So now that we are in gratitude, yes, we're going to work on Amplificarte. It's about songs, art, music, and behind every song there are to work on a topic. In this case, the song you're going to hear today from this amazing artist called Ana Sofia, it is called Gracias. Okay, say all of you, gracias. Gracias. Gracias is thank you, yes? Gracias. Gracias. Okay? So now I will do like a kind of chorus and you after me, okay? Gracias. 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 Now you say it.
Gracias. Gracias. Gracias.
Okay. So when Ana Sofia sings, if just in case she sings the word gracias, maybe you can chorus with her, okay? So let's give an amazing applause to Ana Sofia, a Grammy nominated. She's nominated in the Grammys Award ceremony as the best new artist. So we have the privilege of having her here. With all of you, Ana Sofia coming from Colombia. Okay, let's go. I would love you to give a message of what message would you like to spread with your song, Gracias? Because you say, the ones that understand Spanish, this song impresses me a lot because she not only says thanks for the good things in life, you also say thanks for some things that went wrong. So, tell them the message, come on.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me. This is like an amazing experience because we've been able to get to a lot of students and people around the world. I feel that everyone has the power to change the world, no? Not only artists. And I feel that if we are compromised to just put a little bit of effort in making somebody's life better, I think we have that power. So I'm grateful for being here. I'm grateful for the things that didn't happen, that now I understand why it didn't happen. I'm grateful for everything that went wrong, but it didn't, because it made me who I am today. And of course, I'm grateful for, be sharing this space with you and all the hard work that you guys do to make the world a better place. So thank you.
Thank you. And I want to do a small little challenge to finish for her and for you. Because I heard them like singing, but gracias, like a little bit shy. So what do you think if we do only the chorus? And all of you sing very loud, gracias, okay? Yes? Listos. So listos, because something's going to happen. Yes.
A ver, dice, quiero dar gracias,
Quiero dar gracias por mi familia y mis parceros, por los que están y los que se fueron. Quiero dar gracias, quiero dar gracias por todos los sueños que se cumplieron, por los que faltan cada vez menos. Quiero dar gracias, quiero dar gracias por mi familia y mis parceros, por los que están y los que se fueron. Quiero dar gracias, quiero dar gracias por todos los sueños que se cumplieron, por los que faltan cada vez menos.
Global music world, for sure. Allow me to acknowledge the presence of our Director General, Madame Azoulay, who could to see that we have been playing the whole morning in this room. So, and thank you, Sandra, very much for all the experience of Amplificarte. It is now my honor to welcome our UNESCO Assistant Director General for Culture, Ernesto Ottone, to officially launch the implementation guidance of the UNESCO Framework for Culture and Arts Education.
Grazie Cecilia. On est multinational. Oops. So, dear ministers, DG, Excellencies, gracias por la vista. Representative of UNESCO member states and associate members. Educator, artists, cultural professionals and learners. Representative of national, international organizations and networks, partners and colleagues. Allow me to once again extend to you a warm welcome to Barcelona, a city that embodies the synergy between culture and education in classrooms filled with energy, as we saw, of children and young people, in its world-renowned museums and theaters, and in the vibrant cultural life that I saw a lot of you yesterday night enjoying, but also transforming learning experiences through the power of culture and the arts. In the frame of Mondiacult 2025, which is a major space for promoting and celebrating the central role of culture in sustainable development, my colleague, Mr. Stefano Giannini, the Assistant Director General for Education, myself, are pleased to introduce you to the implementation guidance for the UNESCO Framework for Culture and Arts Education. This is a new resource that aims to support educational and cultural policy and practices in the upcoming years. We convene at a time of unprecedented global challenges. We've been talking about it the last 2 days: climate crisis, social fragmentation, digital divides, persistent inequalities and undesirable conflicts that tear at the very fabric of societies. Yet we also stand at a moment of unique opportunities. We have never had such tools for connectivity, such awareness of our shared humanity, such capacity of collective action, and such a clear recognition that culture must be positioned as an essential pillar in the post-2030 development agenda. La educación cultural y artística no solo es valiosa en tiempos de paz, es también una necesidad urgente en momentos turbulentos. Cuando la democracia se ve amenazada, la educación pertinente, contextualizada a través de la cultura y las artes, inspira el pensamiento crítico, refuerza el aprecio por la diversidad cultural y fomenta la participación ciudadana. Cuando las comunidades están divididas, la educación por medio de la cultura tiende puentes de entendimiento mutuo, fomenta la solidaridad humanizadora y promueve sociedades más pacíficas. Cuando los jóvenes se sienten desconectados, el aprendizaje a través del patrimonio y la diversidad cultural les proporciona raíces con la historia, la memoria, la identidad y al tiempo que les da alas para avanzar en un futuro nuevo y diverso. El año pasado, en Abu Dhabi, y acá queremos agradecer a Rita que está ahí, que fue la que nos permitió lanzar el framework, los ministros de Cultura y Educación se juntaron para poder juntar una convicción común. la separación artificial que se hace entre cultura y educación. Y esta debe terminar. Aprobado por unanimidad el 15 de febrero de 2024, surgió la metodología que ahora vamos a presentar. Y esto se hizo en el marco del programa de educación en cultura y artes. Esto nació a partir de una consulta exhaustiva de casi 3 años que realizamos junto al sector de la educación, en que participaron más de 2.300 actores de todas las regiones del mundo que trabajan en el sistema educativo cultural. Este marco no nació solo en salas de conferencias, como esta. También surgió de las aulas de entornos rurales, donde los narradores preservan la sabiduría ancestral de los centros comunitarios de diversos países, donde las personas se unen entre sí a través de la cultura y el patrimonio, tanto a jóvenes creadores de todos los continentes como de profesores. Representa la sabiduría colectiva de educadores, artistas, profesionales y estudiantes que entienden que la cultura y la educación no son ámbitos desconectados, sino dos fuerzas integradas que pueden transformar los entornos de aprendizaje. Le guide de mise en œuvre publié aujourd'hui propose des orientations précieuses pour traduire notre vision commune et actions efficaces. Il rassemble des recommandations opérationnelles, contient des exemples illustratifs, encourage le plaidoyer et l'échange des connaissances et met l'accent sur le suivi et l'évaluation afin de favoriser des changements significatifs au niveau local, national, régional et mondial. Son contenu est étroitement aligné sur les modalités de mise en œuvre du cadre qui comprennent les environnements et les expériences d'apprentissage, les enseignants et les éducateurs, la gouvernance, la législation, les technologies numériques et l'intelligence artificielle, ainsi que les partenariats de la coordination et le financement, ainsi que la recherche de l'évaluation. Ce guide est conçu pour devenir une référence pratique pour les transformations des politiques et des pratiques dans tous les systèmes éducatifs, qu'ils soient formels, non formels ou informels. Ces recommandations soutiennent l'élaboration, la révision, le renouvellement des politiques au niveau national et des programmes d'études et d'autres programmes nationaux. Il appelle à des actions qui intègrent l'inclusion, la diversité, la durabilité et la paix afin de permettre un apprentissage tout au long de la vie et dans tous les domaines soutenus par la technologie, y compris l'intelligence artificielle. Il appelle également à renforcer le corps enseignant et à améliorer les conditions de travail des éducateurs et des professionnels de la culture qui contribuent à l'intégration de la culture, des arts et de l'éducation. Le lancement aujourd'hui de ce guide de mise en œuvre n'est qu'un point de départ. Les réalités culturelles variant d'un pays et d'une région à l'autre, ce guide ne prescrit pas une unique voie. Il se veut plutôt une boussole pour des approches adaptées au contexte local qui doivent encore être conçues conjointement par les éducateurs, les institutions culturelles, les artistes, les communautés et bien sûr les décideurs politiques. L'UNESCO soutiendra ce travail collectif en réunissant les acteurs concernés, en facilitant le dialogue et en fournissant une assistance technique et un échange de connaissances afin d'améliorer la technologie, de traduire ces principes en politique, programmes d'études et programmes adaptés au contexte. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to see that across UNESCO member states and associate members, whole of government and whole of society coordination is taking root, while bringing culture and education into closer alignment with other policy domains. We remain convinced that at the heart of effective implementation of this framework is our continued collaboration, serving as an engine for knowledge sharing and creative action across government, cultural institutions, schools, civil society, communities, and also the private sector. In ending this participation, I wish to say, as we move forward from this launch event in Barcelona, may you carry home the vision of a generation of learners who will grow up seeing no boundaries between creativity and education. Thank you so much.
Bien, muchas gracias, ADG. We will now have the pleasure to see an audiovisual creation of students from the Bau College of Arts and Design of Barcelona, from between grade 2 and 4. And they present in this audiovisual their interpretation of culture and arts education. So this is an initiative that was guided by Jordi Alvarez, who is the head of the Institutional and International Relations at the college, who unfortunately was unwell and he could not be here today. But you will see in the video Frank Maria. Frank Maria is the coordinator of this bachelor degree in audiovisual design, will explain what you're going to see.
El seu cos no és d'una sola peça. És un teixit de fongs que acusen la humitat amb la xarxa subterrània que s'extén sota els peus del bosc. És el corrent marí que pensa a través de la temperatura del clima. És la pols que connecta diferents paisatges.
Sound isn't just heard. It's felt, it's lived, it transforms. Welcome to Sonesthesia, an immersive experience where you don't just hear sound, you become it. Feel frequencies move through you, shaping vibrations, triggering mutations. Control it. Experiment with it. Become it. Sonesthesia. Feel sound like never before.
El itinerario de diseño visual lo que intenta es hacer una distinción con el resto de los medios audiovisuales y formaciones que hay en el mercado. Entendemos que el diseño visual tiene que dar un servicio a la sociedad igual que cualquier otro tipo de diseño. En este caso el diseño visual lo que hace es investigar a quién nos dirigimos, cómo nos dirigimos, cuál es la plataforma y el lugar en el que nos vamos a dirigir. Investigamos cómo puede haber el tema de la gentrificación y cómo afecta a las ciudades, cómo puede haber diferentes entornos vulnerables que están a nuestro alrededor y cómo el diseño puede ayudar en la creación audiovisual, tanto en el medio como en el objetivo final.
Taking care of our mental health means recognizing, accepting, and talking about our emotions, and each one has a purpose. But how can we understand them better? When fear appears, it alerts us to a situation that makes us anxious, such as an exam. It is not always bad, it simply makes us act in one way or another, and we are not less brave for feeling it. Mental health is how we feel inside. Sometimes we are happy, other times sad, or maybe angry, scared, or surprised. But all emotions are important and part of our life. For example, when something goes wrong, we might feel very angry. That's okay because every emotion has a reason.
Los audiovisuales que hemos creado con estos procesos colaborativos luego han formado parte de exposiciones que han salido del entorno universitario. Han llegado a salas de exposiciones como el Centre d'Art en Castells en Sant Boi, o como espacios como el Sonar, o como otros espacios en los que de alguna manera el público es capaz de reaccionar de una manera diferente a algo que ha sido codiseñado, no únicamente que ha sido hecho como un encargo. Son capaces de conectar mejor y ahí es donde está el diseño como forma de transformación social.
tardi in ausencia, and congratulations to the students. So, to deepen our understanding of the implementation guidance that EDG Ottone mentioned, I would like now to invite our Assistant Director General for Education, Stefania Giannini, to the stage, and she will give us some insights into the methodology and the content of the implementation guidance. Madame, EDG.
Good morning, everybody. Bonjour à tous et à toutes. So many. Great to see you. I think you're right. It's the right place to be in this very successful Mondiacult 2025. I'm honored and I have the pleasure to walk you all through this guidance, which makes this framework a very concrete tool in your hands, as Minister of Education, as Minister of Culture as well, to translate the vision of the framework that was a milestone, as my colleague Ernesto just mentioned, when it was launched last year. And I will take a few minutes, let's say 10 minutes more or less, to describe the structure, the purpose, the objectives, and also the way you can translate the content of this guidance into policies and practices. I think it was really exciting to see that in schools, in the classroom, things are already happening very well. So let's start with the guidance, the vision which is behind this guidance, which is fully aligned with the framework that we launched last year. And I wish to remind you that it's about ensuring actually 4 critical points that all of them are at the very core of our mission at UNESCO in education and culture, and the combination of these 2 important competencies we have. Number 1, inclusion. All learners at all ages must have access to inclusive learning opportunities to foster creativity, to unlock the potential they have as human beings, to change the world, as our inspiring singer just reminded us. Number 2, educators. Educators should have opportunities to strengthen their capacities and to find in this guidance the right tools to make their teaching something that makes sense for their learners. Number 3, culture and education stakeholders. They have at every level the possibility, thanks to this clear pathway, to collaborate effectively. Of course, there is already very much going on in terms of joint projects between culture and education. I think that our previous speaker, de la Fondazione Princesa Girona, already explained very well what is going to happen in this country, but I think it's important to remind us that culture and education collaboration must be even more effectively implemented. 4th point, society. Societies value culture diversity as a foundation for resilience, peace, and sustainable development. And now the guidance is also, let's say, easy to use. This was our objective when we designed this tool, with a clear sense of direction. Guiding questions, helping assess the state of the art and identify gaps, which is the important starting point when there is about implementing a new policy, and recommendations and tips, both for policymakers and practitioners. They provide ideas for action that can be adapted to national and local context. Also, in other sections in this conference, we heard and we reaffirmed the importance of local realities to drive the process of policies making. Expected outcomes provide a clear vision of the envisioned results, and finally, illustrative practices. You can also already find very good practices that are implemented at country level, and I will go through some of them just to explain how we can take some inspiration for reiterating and replicating these models. Now, in terms of the structure, the guidance is organized, as you can see here, very simply into 5 sections. These sections mirror completely the structure of the framework itself, from 5 strategic goals to the 8 implementation modalities and approaches to implementation, and national and local levels once again, as well as mechanisms for monitoring, follow-up, and review. I will come later on this point, because monitoring and follow-up is very much not a secondary dimension in our vision. And the illustrative examples are an important part of this publication that I really wish you to encourage to go through. The guidance integrates from 22 countries across all regions of the world. You can see here a very, let's say, well-balanced proportion of representation of countries around the world. And these practices were identified through the online survey that UNESCO conduced in the past few months. They all demonstrated the diversity of approaches across regions, and that's good. That's very much what we are expected. And they also demonstrate, they show better how the principles of the framework are already being implemented so far. In total, 44 countries responded to the survey. I wish to thank all of them for their important contribution. And as I go through the content, I will highlight some of the key survey results. Now, let's begin with an important goal, goal number 1. Goal number 1, maybe you remember, is about access, inclusion, and equity. Unfortunately, according to the survey, this goal remains one of the least prioritized areas in national policies. Only around 10% of reporting countries have established programs so far that directly address access, inclusion, and equity when it comes to cultures and education. And you understand that this goal is quite important for UNESCO, it's quite important, I'm sure, for all of you, and that's why it's fundamental that we work together to increase the number of these efforts to make inclusion and access the very core of these policies. As you can see on the screen, the guidance proposes in a very concrete and practical way guiding questions that can be used to assess accessibility and inclusion in cultural and education policies. Some of them are, let's say, crucial questions: what learners, what barriers to inclusion exist in current systems? Does culture and arts education truly incorporate diverse cultural perspectives? Do programs and spaces actively include the learners with disabilities? So it's a real guidance to walk ministers, but also practitioners and educators around this goal. Encouraging practices are already, on the other side, very clearly coming out from this survey. Let me mention some of them, and sorry for not being able to mention all of them we found, from Latvia school bag, to Norway's cultural school bag, to Estonia cultural backpacks, and all of them, let's say, allow children and youth to have access to cultural events, from cinema to theater, and this is a policy that usually pay a lot in terms of making children and youth familiar with the cultural dimension outside the school, outside the classroom. The guidance also provides concrete tips for practitioners. As I mentioned at the very beginning, is a very comprehensive approach. The approach we are taking is not only for policymakers, ministers, that of course our main counterpart here, but also for people who are, concretely on the ground working on these policies. And they include integrating diverse cultural perspective directly into their teaching pedagogies or adopting tools and spaces for learners with disabilities. This is an important point I wish to stress, which is increasingly becoming important, relevant when you go through the new reform of education systems. Now, strategic goal number 4, which is about another important, crucial dimension, skills development. Of course, I do agree very much with the previous speakers mentioning that cultures and education and the combination of these two dimensions within education systems are basically to unlock the potential of children, right? To make children understand their own way in life and how they can navigate complexity, especially in these current times. However, we all know that the connection, the linkage with the market, the connection and the linkage with the employment is an important dimension as well. And that's why we included guiding questions that actually address this point. For instance, are entrepreneur and culture-related skills integrated into technical and vocational training, which is an important part of the agenda? Are social and emotional skills developed to address complex challenges? So just to have a real comprehensive approach to what we call skills development for job and life. And in line with this goal, you'll see that policy recommendations call for education ministries to collaborate closely with the cultural and creative industries, as well as with their colleagues in the government responsible for culture. This is not obvious, as everybody knows, and this is important. It's so important that UNESCO can, let's say, provide support on this side as well. We know that, you know better than me, as many of you experts of the cultural sector, that creative industries, based on UNESCO data, by the way, valued some 2.3 trillion, and employing some 50 million, if I'm not mistaken, Ernesto, employees and people in the world. So this is the scale of the current business, but we all know that there is a lot of potential still to unlock, but very much depending on a new generation of young people truly and really, let's say, prepared to take this opportunity. And in this regard, I'm happy also to announce that we are working and about releasing a new publication on skills development in the culture and creative industries that will be released on the margin of the General Conference of UNESCO in November, in a few weeks, and you are all in Samarkand, as you maybe remember. That's the exceptional, location we have this year, and you are warmly invited to join us also for this. We also have important, strong examples of progress made when it comes to skills. Once again, just let's say, flying around the world and picking up some good examples from Argentina to the United Republic of Tanzania, where a project that we piloted as UNESCO along with philanthropies, has linked vocational education and culture skills with certification for children, micro-credential recognized, and making this ecosystem of cultural industries and training very much better working than before. Finally, Turkey, for instance, where the Ministry of National Education has expanded teacher training both in person and online through an innovative program they call the Teacher Information Network with digital courses that strengthen teachers' competencies. Of course, the teachers matter always when it comes to reform, when it comes to developing new policies, so it's very much important for us that the teaching dimension is quite clearly mentioned in this chapter as well. The survey on this side confirms a positive trend. 77% of reporting countries provide training for educators in culture and arts education, and this is a very good news. Now, turning to the enabling conditions very briefly, I mean, all of this is about guiding principles, guiding questions, specific goals can work if and only if enabling condition will be put in place. First of all, partnerships. Partnership is the new leadership, as we say many times, and more than ever is true, I think, when it comes to bringing together these two important public sectors. And I have to say that the survey found an encouraging indicator. 65% of reporting countries have already established coordination mechanism between education and cultural institutions. So still room for improvement, but of course we can say that we are moving towards the right direction. And I do think that once again we see some visible progress in different areas and regions of the world, from Saudi Arabia to Romania, from Senegal to Cote d'Ivoire, where these programs are actually, these partnerships and these mechanisms in place are helping the governments and the education communities to come together to make things happen. Another important, not secondary at all, enabling condition is the availability of data, evidence, and knowledge of the existing picture, and being able, as policymakers and educators, to identify gaps. I think that this is not a sector, it's not a field where progress has been made so much so far. Only 25% of reporting countries have established monitoring mechanisms to assess culture and arts education nationally. So there is a lot of work to do. That's also where I think UNESCO must provide support. As you know, we are the international organization entrusted to provide reliable and comparable data when it comes to education, science, and culture through our UNESCO Institute for Statistics and other monitoring mechanisms we have in Paris and in other countries in the world. So that's why I highlight very much this point, and I wish to commend at least one country that is making progress on this side, which is India. The State of the Education Report 2024, dedicated entirely to culture and arts education and aligned with the national education policy of the country, is a good model. Maybe it could be inspiring other countries as well. Well, a last point concerning an important dimension that I wish to briefly comment with you is the clear gap concerning Strategic Goal 4. Strategic Goal 4, sorry for playing on words, is very strategic for UNESCO because it's about the cultural diversity and the way these programs and policies must let's say, leverage the power of cultural diversity and critical engagement. Which unfortunately, based on our survey, is still very much less prioritized. And we know that it's not an easy topic. We know that it's very much easily politicized in many contexts. It's very much sensitive, but our call, strong call today, I'm talking, Ernesto, about your side of the coin, with your permission, is very much to strongly include cultural diversity as a component in your policies when it comes to the implementation of this guidance. Well, monitoring, I already mentioned at the very beginning of this short presentation, is the last but not the least. Let me say, if we don't see, we cannot stand and we cannot solve. That's a little bit the very simple statement I feel to share with you today. If we don't see through evidence, through data, through the collection of what countries are really doing and or not doing, and which reasons are behind their progress made or their gaps, we are not able. You are not able as policymakers, we are not able as international organizations to make progress. That's why I think it's very much important that we encourage not only to take very seriously the guiding principles that this guidance is providing all of you with, but also very much, not easy job, I know, by experience actually, to encourage governments to invest in this important component. Data are not for free. Data are a very much important part of our work. We don't see them, right? That's why politics don't like so much to invest in data, because it's not something that you can showcase easily as a part of the achievements and results, but they are very much functional, I would say essential to achieve results. Well, I think I can stop here. Je peux dire peut-être 2 mots en français pour la diversité culturelle et linguistique que j'avais d'abord promu. Et bon, je vais dire, ça c'est un travail un peu technique, bien sûr, par excellence, mais c'est un travail technique, je pense, Ernesto, que nous pensons à l'UNESCO peut vraiment faire un changement, porter un changement très fort au niveau culturel, au niveau social et au niveau politique aussi. C'est pour ça que vraiment je vous remercie beaucoup tout le monde pour être ici avec nous aujourd'hui, et je voudrais vous laisser avec la phrase qu'on a mis au début de cette publication, c'est-à-dire que culture et éducation sont vraiment les deux composants vitaux pour changer le monde. Merci beaucoup.
Grazie, Madame Eligi. So, now we'll go back to 2 last performances, I would say, and just to bring 2 other artistic expression on stage. I'm now pleased to invite Pax de Toni Serrano. Pax is the founder and CEO of the Theater of Awareness Association, and she will introduce an emotional literacy program, which is called In Their Shoes, Deactivate Your Prejudice. And this is followed by a video recorded. It's an excerpt, a short one, from a play that is called Let's Tell Lies, that is a play performed by students from the YMCA school in Colombia. We wanted to bring them here, we couldn't because of the young age, but they have prepared this video for us. Pax.
Grazie, Cecilia. Good morning to everybody, and buenos dias, bon dia, salam alaikum, buongiorno. Grazie, Cecilia. Thank you very much to UNESCO for the invitation, for Mondiacult, and to all of you that you are here. So nice meeting you. I will be reading, so I will stick really to the time I have. Nearly 80 years ago, the preamble of the Constitution of UNESCO, adopted in 1945 at the founding of the organization, said, "Since war begins in the mind of men, it is in the mind of men that the defenses of peace must be constructed." I'll just say it in Spanish as well. Puesto que las guerras empiezan en la mente de los hombres, es en la mente de los hombres donde deben erigirse los baluartes de la paz. This profound truth, really truth, lies at the heart of Theater of Awareness, that what we do and what we are. We believe that if each person can master their own mind, then peace can be built. That's why we work with teachers, not only students, teachers, families, not only students, families, and young people, helping them to learn how to manage this inner world, this mind. We use the power of theater through these masks, and I have them here because I'm going to introduce you something. We make the invisible visible. You will see them also in the theater, in the play that we are going to watch right now. We give shape to the emotions and help people become emotionally literate, because we believe that emotional literacy is essential for coexistence and from peace building. So now I'm going to introduce you some of the protagonists that you will see there. So here, I have already in my hand, this is anger. When anger over time goes and goes and goes, becomes hate. As you see, and you know, you will see, no, you will tell me, this is anger. Now I'm going to introduce you fear. Fear sometimes and usually is the ally of anger. And of course, I introduce you here another one, another emotion. This is sadness. When we don't allow sadness, what happens with sadness? Also, she is an ally of anger. So these three of them, they are the emotions that will push us into violence. When we have a violence behavior, we will see them behind. When these emotions are active within us, they take control of us. And I have to say, if someone here doesn't know, I just have to say it, emotions, we are not our emotions. The emotions are part of us, we are not, so we can really manage them. Well, as I told you, these emotions take control of us, leading us to act and follow their destructive impulses. You will see the first ending of the play. When they kidnap us, we lose our ability to be empathetic. We cannot be in peace, neither with ourselves, neither with the others. Through the theater of awareness, we engage in social-emotional learning, teaching how to recognize and manage emotions and the prejudices that lie in the roots. As you will see in the second ending of the play, created together with Colombian girls and boys who participate in our program In Their Shoes, they activate your prejudices. Once we learn to recognize our emotions and our prejudices, we gain the power to manage them, to master them, and to transform them into active empathy. And active empathy is the only road to true peace building. Is there where happiness takes action. Do you want to see it? Then thank you very much. Here you are. Thanks.
Les damos la bienvenida a nuestra obra de Teatro de Conciencia, el cual vamos a hacer visible lo invisible, en donde podemos ver cómo los prejuicios, con sus mentiras,
grandes mentiras,
nos lleva a emociones que provocan la violencia. Pero también vamos a observar cómo podemos desactivarlas con verdades.
Verdades universales.
Las cuales nos conlleva a una cultura de paz.
Entonces pongan atención porque les vamos a preguntar.
Entonces, ¿nos ayudan a llamar a nuestros actores y actrices? Digan todos conmigo. En 3, 2, 1, ¡acción! Ay, amiga, pues bueno, Nicolás hoy me llamó y me dijo que si quería ir a su casa. Ay, pues los días de estos me va a impedir irse a su novia. Ya lo verás.
Ay, Jazmín, amor, yo no sé cuántas veces más te tengo que decir que él no te merece. Mira, tú eres una mujer que merece muchísimo, muchísimo más de lo que él te está dando. Mira, por algo te juntas conmigo, ¿sí? Eres una mujer de harto valor, él es hermosa y eres muy pila. Tú sabes que yo he pasado las materias, es gracias a ti. Entonces, amor, no te conformes con él, ¿sí?
Sí,
Sí, amigo, pero es que date cuenta, él está, ay, guapo y bello. Pero bueno, hay que poner cuidado con la clase de física. Estudiar esa parte.
Discúlpame, ¿me puedo sentar aquí?
O sea, mírala como viene, vestida de esa forma. Uy, o sea, se le nota que no es de este país. Mira esos zapatos, ese pelo. Parece que ni se bañó hoy. O sea, dile que no, te va a prender los piojos. Uy, aléjate de ella.
Sí, siéntate. Igualmente nadie es dueño de este puesto.
Gracias.
Ahí vamos, amiga, no le hagas caso. Mira, pon atención al siguiente tema.
O sea, es que mírala como come. O sea, parece que en su cultura no le enseñaron a respetar. ¡Qué asco! Uy, o sea, ¿qué le pasa? Ella no merece estar en esta universidad.
No sé, amiga, no me cuesta.
Uy, o sea, qué asco que está haciendo. Uy, guácala.
¿En su país no le enseñaron modales o qué?
Oiga, ¿sí escucho? ¡Ja! Es que en nuestro país no nos enseñaron modales. ¡Ja! Una nueva racista y xenofóbica, la lotería. Mire, yo no me voy a quedar acá aguantándola a ella. Nos vamos. Ya. Ay, Dios mío. Mire, dígale perdón y vayámonos ya.
Perdóname. Del país del que tú vienes son como estúpidos, ¿no? Como que les falla, ¿cierto?
¿Qué le pasa?
¿Estúpidos? Tras de que roban y fuman, no.
Tú no te vas a quedar ahí parada, ¿cierto? Tú luchaste por estar aquí. Defiéndete, atácala. Dile que si no fuera por sus papás, ella estaría en la calle.
Yo sé qué le pasa, ¿quién se cree? A mí no me va a venir a hablar mal.
Ay, ¿cómo que quién se cree? Si es muchísimo más que tú. Al menos sí tiene cultura. O sea,
Yo al
dile
menos
eso, ¿qué
vengo
le pasa?
aquí por el mérito que tengo, no porque todo me lo dan mis papás.
Mérito de robarle a los demás. Es lo único que sabe hacer. No, y claro, como fuman y venden droga.
Mi cielo, primero, no me toques, ¿sí? A metros, por favor. Segundo, yo sí me puedo enorgullecer de dónde vengo. No como tú, mi vida, que se nota que el país del que vienes como que fuman, ¿no? Como que trafican. Y aparte, ese olorcito que te gastas, nada que ver, y ese cabello ni hablar. Tú no perteneces aquí.
¿Te vas a dejar? ¡Empújala! ¡Haz algo!
Oigan, cálmense. Amiga, dejémosla, por favor.
Jazmín.
Cálmate.
¿Qué te pasa? O sea, ¿la vas a defender a ella antes que a mí?
No, amiga, no es lo que parece, porfa, calmémonos.
No, si no le pegas, me va a pegar primero.
¡Eso! ¡Defiéndete! ¡No te dejes! ¡Atácala!
Stop. ¿Les ha gustado este final? Ya me imaginaba que no. Mucha violencia, ¿verdad? Pero vamos a ver el trasfondo de todo esto. Primero, ¿quién es este personaje? Exacto. El prejuicio de Vanessa, que gracias a todas las mentiras que le dice desata una ira en ella que provoca la pelea.
Pero tampoco dejemos mucho de lado el otro prejuicio, que es el de Ana, el cual también se llena de rabia y también sigue la pelea.
Entonces, ¿quién gana esta pelea? Pues claro, los prejuicios y las rabias que desatan en ellas unas mentiras y se las dicen y ellas se las creen. Entonces, afectan a nuestros protagonistas. Sin embargo, esto puede llegar a tener otro final. Pero primero vamos a mirar cuáles son las mentiras que encontramos en ellos.
Enfoquémonos un poco en las mentiras que le decía el prejuicio a Vanessa. La primera era que porque Ana era de otro país, era una ladrona, traficaba drogas y que era muy sucia. También, enfocándome un poco en la sucia, decía que no merecía estar en ese país porque tenía piojos y porque era mal educada y en su país no le enseñaban modales.
Pero si Vanessa hubiera rebatido estas mentiras con verdades, pues esto hubiera sido otro final, ¿no? ¿Quieren verlo?
Y ahora todos ayúdenos a contar nuevamente. En 3, 2, 1, ¡acción!
Ay, amiga, ¿puedes creerlo? Nicolás me llamó y dijo que quería ir, que yo fuera a su casa. Muy pronto él va a pedirse de su novia, te lo aseguro.
Ay, Jazmín, amor, yo no sé cuántas veces tengo que decirte, sal de ahí. Mira, él no te merece, o sea, mira, piénsalo bien. Él no ha hecho nada para conquistarte.
Ay, no. Discúlpame, ¿me puedo pasar?
O sea, ella viniendo así vestida de otro país, con esos tenis sucios, parece que ni se bañó el día de hoy. O sea, ¿qué le pasa? Yo no lo entiendo. Te va a pegar los pies, o sea, no, dile que no, aléjate de ella. Qué asco, de verdad.
Pues sí, igualmente nadie es dueño de ese puesto, así que espero que si gustas.
Gracias. Ay, no.
Ay, ¿quieres agüita, amiga?
Bueno, sí.
Cosita más importante.
Solo veo números.
Uy, o sea, nada más, mírala como come. Parece que en su cultura no le enseñaron ni modales, ni respeto. O sea, yo no entiendo ella cómo puede estar acá, en esta universidad contigo. ¿Qué le pasa? O sea, aléjate de ella, ¿qué hace?
Prejuicio, no te necesito.
¿Cómo que no? O sea, ¿qué estás haciendo?
Ya no necesito tus mentiras.
¿Qué haces? Hazme caso. ¿Qué haces? ¡No!
No la voy a juzgar más. Ella, al igual que todos nosotros, tiene derechos. Tiene el derecho a ser respetada, a no ser discriminada. Tiene derecho a la libertad de pensamiento, de creencias, de religión. Ella no tiene por qué ser tratada de una mala forma, simplemente porque es de otra cultura, de otro país. Ella tiene derecho a viajar, a conocer, tiene derecho a estudiar en una educación digna. Prejuicio. Prejuicio, yo ya no te necesito, pero te quiero transformar. Ahora eres mi empatía. Y necesito que me ayudes a conocerla, su cultura, su país, a que podamos tener una bonita amistad y sobre todo, a ponerme en sus zapatos.
Ok, está bien. Yo te ayudaré.
Ay, no, eso es súper fuerte.
Ayúdala. Parece que ella necesita agua. Dile.
¿Quieres agua?
Gracias. Tengo una pregunta. ¿Tú hiciste esa comida? Se ve bastante deliciosa.
Sí, de hecho es la primera vez que la preparo. ¿Y por qué?
Las mentiras del prejuicio se desactivan con verdades universales, que velan por los derechos humanos.
Derecho a ser respetado, derecho a la educación, derecho a la libertad de pensamiento, conciencia y religión, derecho a no ser sometida a tratos degradantes y el derecho a la libertad de movimiento. Y que además hay que tener en cuenta algo que dijo nuestro protagonista, que la verdadera riqueza se encuentra en atesorar la diferencia.
¿Les ha gustado más este final, verdad?
A nosotros también. Es por esto que queremos que niños y jóvenes como nosotros puedan aprender habilidades socioemocionales para poder desactivar estas mentiras
Muy grandes mentiras.
y transformarlas a verdades
Verdades universales.
que nos ayudarán a tener un mundo más empático y con paz.
¿Nos ayuda?
Thank you very much, Pax Serrano and these wonderful students. So, last but not least, for our grand finale, I would like now to welcome Pedro Colasso. Pedro is a Portuguese artist, is a rapper, is a producer, who will perform an extract from the Youth Addendum to the Porto Santo Charter. There is a tool to guide decision-making at different level in the fields of culture and of education. Developed by young Europeans themselves, this addendum amplifies their voices in shaping cultural and educational policies for the future, outlining 6 themes from cultural participation to ethical digital culture and to arts education. Pedro, the floor is yours.
Olha para o chão, faz o caminho, mas não vais conhecê-lo. Bebê só aprende a falar, porque falam com ele. O teu pai foi pouco à escola e trabalha o dia inteiro. O que é que importa a cultura, se falta o dinheiro? E se isto é sobre nós, devemos ser nós a tê-lo feito. Isto é para ser levado a sério ou vai ser levado a peito? Eu não sei se é tão fácil como é fácil falar. Calar é morrer, é o que está por chegar. De onde eu venho não se passa muito, eu tive que ir para a capital. O Instagram é tão bonito, mas está conecta mal. As portas abrem mal igual, mesmo batas não te atendem, falas e não te entendem. Tipo cotas passam o dia à porta do teatro e nunca entraram lá dentro. Edifício imponente, não é para eles, é para outra gente. E a professora não me ensina, só me diz o que obrigo. Não há tempo para quem opina, porque isso não está no currículo. Fátima, fado e fruto, à espera que fique podre essa fruta. Vou fazer com que ela caia e não vou pedir desculpa. Tive uma ideia maluca, ver-te a malta se junta e se a luta continua. E a cultura está na rua e eles têm que saber disso. Não é com a porta fechada que se faz público o serviço. Eu não sei se é tão fácil fazer como é fácil falar. Calar é morrer, então eu vivo a cantar. Isso há espetáculo na cidade, todos têm que caçar. Cabem com as escadas, metam rampas no lugar. Nem tem águas passadas em moinhos, existem nos mesmos caminhos. Mas como é fácil fazer, como é fácil falar. Mas nós vamos tentar. É para mudar a dinâmica, não é só de cima para baixo. São princípios de botânica, sementes, água, terra e um vaso. E qualquer dia eu ainda passo, para o presidente eu sou um passo. Até ele entender que não sou um robô programado. Eu vejo a vista do meu carro, não deu para ir de autocarro. Porque eu sou filho de um país, nada descentralizado. Tenho a tropa do meu lado, nunca quis ler um livro. Na escola é tudo sobre o passado, eu não quero saber nada disso, eu não sei.
É uma puta sacanagem, uma desumanidade. É como dizia o Milton Santos, nós não atingimos ainda o patamar de humanidade, nós estamos nos ensaios. Uma humanidade que mereça o nome não tem abandonados, não tem gente sem assistência médica, não tem miseráveis.
Bravo!
This was not the end of the song. I would like to please more volume. I'm sorry. Oppression is not culture, liberation is culture. Yes, thank you.
So this was a refreshing closing to our programs. As we reach the end to this launch event, I would like to thank you all once again. Thanks to all our contributors for their valuable and enriching participation. So we want to encourage each of you here, policymakers, practitioners in the field of cultures, in the field of arts, in the field of education, to build on this momentum, to raise awareness on the guidance, to adapt it in your local context, to use it as a tool to advance these common objectives of culture and arts education. And we also invite you once again to share your good practices in culture and arts education, because we are going to have this global repository of practices, so they will go into that. So thank you very much and enjoy your last day here at Mondiacult. Thank you.